Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing another art review. This time it's going to be on some A5 black sugar paper. I always get my PVA glue for my acrylic pours there, and I saw this in stock. I thought if it's good quality, then maybe I want to try it out. I have got a few other bits and pieces from there that I want to try out, but this one, for some reason today, I just looked at it and went, I want to do a drawing. I want to just sit down, relax, and just do kind of a still life drawing, but in chalk or charcoal. Because of the colour of the paper, the only real material you can use is chalk because it's the contrast. You can use fine liner and charcoal and pen, but it doesn't really show up very well, and you have to have the paper angled to be able to see it. Some people want that. I feel like chalk is going to be the best version of how I'm going to get something out of it, and I'm primarily going to be using that material on this piece of paper, so I thought I'd just do a quick review to see if anyone else has any questions about the paper, quality, type, etc, etc. And plus it's quite nice to sit down and do a drawing since I've had a good, very busy last couple of days physically and mentally. Nice little sit down, nice little chat whilst I draw one of my plants in my studio. So yeah, so these chalks I've actually had since I was 16, so that's about 10 years now. They have gone through a lot. They are quite good quality. They aren't as pigmented as I'd like them to be, but they get the job done. So I originally got them from the works. So this is the product. It's black noir. You get 10 pieces at A5. And this is the back. I have opened it to make sure the pieces of paper are in there, because sometimes I have opened a product and not all the bits and pieces are in there, so I had to report back to that. It does give you some instructions of what you can use with a certain type of paper. So we're looking at the black paper. So you can use graphite, you can use chalk. You've got, I'm guessing that's a pen, like the fountain pens. It looks like a marker, and then fine liner pen. So like I said, you can use them on a paper, but I just prefer to use chalk because it pops up better. They actually show that they do 5 other pieces of paper type. So they've got acrylic, watercolour, marker and pastel, and it does show you the ranges of what you can use on that paper. So like if you like this product, you can go out and find let's say the acrylic, and you definitely want to see if it can work on, let's say, the fine liner. So you can see it's got 1 star, maybe not amazing grade since it's out of 2, but it's just nice to know, to have that underlying inspection of what you can use other different bits of paper. On first impressions, the paper does feel quite light and flimsy. It's very thin. Sugar paper has actually become a bit damaged, but it's just one of those things. Comparing it to normal sugar paper that I normally get, this does feel really thin. Normally sugar paper is a bit more thicker. Overall, it's quite good quality actually for, for paying £1 for 5 sheets of A5. It's kind of what you expect. So we're just going to crack on. I think I'm going to do a portrait. I'll just quickly show you the plant I'm going to be drawing from. You can see here, it's a lovely little plant, well, succulent. I was going to say its name then, but the sticker's not on the pot. It's doing quite well actually. It was actually given out for free because it was in this state of where I just had a couple bits chopped off, and it was kind of semi-dying. So I just took it home, gave it some water, gave it some love, and it seems to be doing alright now. Which is a nice surprise because I don't like it when plants die. So what we're going to be doing for this drawing, we're going to be drawing the lighter parts of the plants. So I'm just turning it to find the nicest bit of grade. The window's right next to me to my left, so the natural light is coming through. So it's about 10:30 in the morning, so you are going to get more light compared to the rest of the day. Not amazing light because it's actually quite cloudy today, but it's just one of those things. So I'm going to start with the middle section because there's a really light part right in the middle. I haven't done a warm-up drawing or anything, so this is probably going to be like my warm-up drawing, but also testing out, so I don't have to really worry about what the compositional or art piece is going to look like because it's just a tester. And like I say, with all my pieces of paper, there are 2 sides for a reason. You can just flip it over, and because it also is chalk, you can just rub it out as well, which is a nice little tip if anyone wants to know. Okay, so really lovely contrast. That's going quite rough, and then this top bit is just taking off the paper. Also, I know my nails are in a terrible state. That's what happens when you work full time in a retail centre. See how it smudges. Quite nice actually. Just gonna go with my little finger and just smudge some bits. The good thing about doing lighter is that you don't have to put all the information in. You just have to give a suggestion of it and your brain will do the rest of it, because already you can kind of tell that it is a plant because of the movement and the marks that have been informed by putting it on the paper. It's just trying to get that balance to make sure you've got the whole kind of composition but without having to give all the information out. I think that's what makes artwork so interesting sometimes, the fact that you're not giving all the information but you don't need all the information. It's just It's also nice about even after you smudge, you can go back, can go back in with charcoal. Just make it that little bit extra. I actually think I'm really actually happy with that. The fact that I haven't drawn with a light composition for like, I want to say a good few years, probably since the last did still life in uni, so that's, oh god, that's about 8 years. I probably have done like composition before, but not with chalk. It really does make a difference when you do a new piece of artwork in a new form, because it's not just using the same materials. You physically have the paper inverted from my usual white paper into black, and then you've kind of got, not just think on the spot, but you have to think more about how you can transition the artwork, well, the item, should we say, into paper form onto a piece by using chalk. And that for me triggers a different part of my brain. It just keeps me informed, and it keeps that observation, you know, my artist practice just on top, because with artist practice you have to keep on concentrating and improving and drawing, and just keep going back to mediums that you haven't necessarily gone to for a while, just to rough them up and keep them on form, because you don't want to be doing just one project at a time in a certain medium for the whole thing. For me, I like to jump around and keep myself in this weird state of where I'm doing all these different materials just to keep up to scratch my artist practice and my ability to be able to actually draw, not just visually from the mind, but also from an object. So yeah, I'm really, really happy actually. The fact that I thought my chalk wasn't going to pick up on this paper, because the chalk is quite cheap when I bought it, and it's still nice to be able to see it. It has smudged really, really well. The fact that I added chalk to it, and it's very, very contrasting. It smudges well. You can add on top of it to grab the light and the tension of the object rather than making it three-dimensional. This is much more what sections are hitting what in terms of light and the object, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Thank you guys so much for watching. If any of you have any questions, I would highly rate this paper, despite the fact that it does come from Poundland. It is a brand that I have worked with before. It's really decent. I really do suggest you going out and buying it if it is available, even if it's not in A5 available. I'm pretty sure they sell it in bigger pieces, because I feel like these are tester pieces for anyone who wants to try out their brand. Other than that, I hope you guys are well, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, and also don't forget to check out my links in my description box to see all different videos, as well as my eBay selling account, which is where I sell all my artworks that I feature on my channel, as well as a couple of extras as well. Until next time, I shall see you guys for my next video. Bye now.